There is a simple test that shows who really controls your money. Take $100. Do not spend it yet. Just watch what your brain immediately wants to do with it. That first impulse is the test. Here is the problem. People think money decisions start with math. Most of them start with emotion. Relief, guilt, fear, status, boredom, pressure. Stay until the final test, because that one exposes the quietest money trap. By the end, you will know who gets your first $100. The first controller is relief. You get the money and immediately want the stress to stop. Food, delivery, a small treat, anything that makes the day feel lighter. Relief spending is not always reckless. Sometimes it is a tired person trying to feel human again. This is where it gets dangerous. If every extra dollar becomes emotional oxygen, nothing stays long enough to build power. The money helps for a moment. Then the pressure comes back, and the next $100 gets the same assignment. The second controller is debt. Debt sees the $100 before you do. A minimum payment. A late balance. An old purchase still collecting rent from your paycheck. Here is what nobody explains. Debt gives past decisions a seat at today's table. You may want to move forward, but yesterday keeps raising its hand. If debt owns the first $100, your future starts from behind. That does not mean you failed. It means the order needs to change. The third controller is status. Status turns $100 into proof. Proof that you are doing fine. Proof that you belong. Proof that you are not behind. The purchase might be small, but the reason behind it can be expensive. This is where the test gets honest. If the money is used to change how people see you, the money was never fully yours. It belonged to the room. The fourth controller is convenience. Convenience does not ask for all of the money. It asks for a little at a time. A fee, a tip, a shortcut, a faster option. And because each charge feels small, the pattern hides. Here is the open loop most people miss. Convenience is often not laziness. It is exhaustion with a checkout button. If convenience owns the first $100, your schedule may be the real problem, not your discipline. The fifth controller is boredom. Boredom spending is quiet. It does not feel like a financial decision. It feels like scrolling. A cart fills up before a goal ever enters the room. This is where it gets worse. Boredom does not need a crisis to spend your money. It only needs your attention to be loose. If the first $100 disappears while you were barely thinking, attention owns the money. And attention is one of the most expensive assets you have. The sixth controller is fear. Fear does not spend the money. Fear freezes it. You keep the $100, but not with peace. You keep it with panic. This is different from saving. Saving has a plan. Fear has a hiding place. If fear controls the money, the balance can grow while your life still feels trapped. The goal is not just to keep money. The goal is to make money feel safe. The seventh controller is your future self. This is the first healthy owner. The $100 moves before lifestyle can negotiate. Emergency fund, investment account, debt payoff, skill building. The exact destination matters less than the order. Future you gets paid before impulse speaks. This is how small money starts acting like serious money. Now the test changes. Ask what happens if you repeat the same first impulse 10 times. 10 $100 decisions. If relief wins 10 times, you bought moments. If status wins 10 times, you rented approval. If boredom wins 10 times, you sold attention. If debt wins 10 times, you repaired the past. If future you wins 10 times, you built a new default. This is where the $100 test becomes powerful. It reveals the pattern before the numbers get large. Now project the test forward 1 year. $100 does not sound life-changing, but repeated decisions create a direction. A year of small relief spending creates one kind of life. A year of status spending creates another. A year of automatic investing creates another. The amount is not the main point. The direction is. Money becomes powerful when the same small choice keeps voting for the same future. That is why the first impulse matters. So how do you take control? Create a rule before the money arrives. Not after. After is when emotion starts talking. Before is when strategy still has the room. For the next $100, choose the owner in advance. Maybe 50 goes to future you. Maybe 30 goes to debt. Maybe 20 buys joy without guilt. The point is that you decide before the impulse decides. Here is the final test. Can you receive $100 without immediately becoming someone else? Not richer. Not more deserving. Not more relaxed with the rules. Just the same person with a clearer plan. That is the quietest money trap. Extra money often changes identity before it changes net worth. If you want clear money stories like this without financial fog, subscribe to the channel. Because the first $100 tells the truth before the first million ever shows up.